Caitlyn Jenner's shocking return to the Kardashians, the Kendall confession that stunned everyone. When Caitlyn Jenner walked into that Hidden Hills mansion and every Kardashian froze, the cameras captured a moment nobody was ready for. The tension, the silence, the shock, it all led to one emotional confession from Kendall that completely changed how fans see this family. Because what Kendall revealed about her relationship with Caitlyn wasn't just raw, it was heartbreaking. And it exposed something deep, a side of this family we've never seen before. Stay tuned, because this wasn't just a reunion, it was a reckoning, and what happened next could redefine the Kardashian legacy forever. Hey besties, welcome back to Celeb Juices, your daily source for the hottest celebrity tea, emotional deep dives, and the stories everyone's whispering about but no one's breaking down like we do. So grab your snacks and get comfy because today's story, it's pure Hollywood emotion. We're talking about Caitlyn Jenner's first appearance on the Kardashians since the Keeping Up era, and the unexpected confession that left Kendall, Kris, and the entire family speechless. Let's jump right into it. The invite nobody saw coming. The day started off emotional enough. Kris Jenner had gathered her entire family for a farewell dinner at their iconic Hidden Hills home, the place where countless Keeping Up with the Kardashians memories were made. Kim, Khloe, Kourtney, Rob, Kylie, and Kendall all showed up, thinking it was just going to be a nostalgic goodbye before the house was officially sold. But Kris had other plans. She told them one person wasn't there who should be, someone who helped build all those memories, someone who hadn't been part of the new Hulu show at all. The room went quiet as everyone looked around, confused. And then it happened. Caitlyn Jenner walked through that door. The silence that followed was thick enough to cut with a knife. For years, Caitlyn had been absent from the Kardashians, keeping her distance after public disagreements and complicated family history. And now, suddenly, there she was, standing in the same house that once held their happiest moments, now filled with unspoken tension. What happened next would make even the most loyal Kardashian fan emotional. Old wounds, new energy. Before the dinner, Kris had actually called Caitlyn out of the blue, asking what she was doing that night. Caitlyn casually said she was at home eating dinner and watching Fox News. That small detail, it would become a major clue about what was really bubbling beneath the surface. Because while the dinner looked like a warm reunion on camera, this wasn't just about nostalgia. It was about closure. Years of strained communication, public fallout after Caitlyn's memoir, and differing worldviews had left scars that still hadn't healed. Caitlyn had once accused Kris of mistreating her in their marriage. Kris, in turn, said Caitlyn's book made her out to be a villain. For a long time, those wounds ran deep. So Kris inviting Caitlyn back now, after everything, was huge. It wasn't just an olive branch. It was her saying, we can't move forward without acknowledging our past. But no one expected the moment that would follow between Kendall and Caitlyn, the one that changed the entire tone of the night. Kendall's bombshell confession. As the dinner went on, things started to relax. The family reminisced, laughed, and tried to keep things light. Then came the heart-to-heart. Kendall opened up, and suddenly, the energy shifted. She admitted something that fans have speculated about for years, that her relationship with Caitlyn isn't simple. Kendall said she has to compartmentalize her relationship with her dad. Even though she loves Caitlyn deeply, there are times when she gets frustrated, because, in her words, we have completely different views on things. She didn't name what those views were, but the subtext was clear. Caitlyn's outspoken conservative politics, her Fox News appearances, and her 2021 run for California governor, all of it has created quiet tension between her and some family members. That's when it clicked. The Fox News comment from earlier. Yeah, that was more than a throwaway line. It symbolized the emotional gap between them, one that's not about fame or drama, but beliefs, identity, and belonging. Still, despite all that, Kendall said something that broke everyone's heart. She said she always wants to include Caitlyn, because she knows her dad doesn't have much outside of the family, and that sometimes, she gets lonely. You don't ever want someone to be sad, Kendall said, her voice cracking. Especially your dad, especially someone you love. That raw honesty hit everyone in the room, and everyone watching, right in the gut. Love over differences. That single moment changed the tone completely. Kendall wasn't just sharing frustration. She was showing compassion, choosing family over politics, love over division. KYLIE chimed in next, saying she didn't know if her parents could ever be close again, but that this dinner felt like a real first step. She said, "I just hope we can all move forward. It doesn't have to be perfect." That hopeful line contrasted the years of bitterness. Remember, Kris once said she was hurt and blindsided by Caitlyn's book. And yet, here she was, standing next to her ex, smiling through the pain for the sake of her children. Even KYLIE, who has always been the most vocal and emotionally honest in the family, admitted she was shocked Kris invited Caitlyn. KYLIE told her, "That was really big of you, Mom." When Khloe Kardashian, who's seen it all, says she's surprised, you know something major just went down. And if you thought the revelations stopped there, think again. The family's real reactions. Kim revealed she's actually stayed in touch with Caitlyn the entire time. She recently sent her a birthday card for her 75th, thanking her for everything she taught her growing up. That detail shocked fans because it showed not everyone in the family has struggled the same way. For Kim, it was gratitude. For Kendall, it's emotional distance. For Kris, it's a balancing act between forgiveness and pain. The dinner brought all of that to the surface, and it wasn't all heavy. Kendall joked about how mad she was when she found out KYLIE smoked pot before she did, calling her a degenerate. KYLIE laughed and said Kendall was just jealous she wasn't as carefree back then. Even Caitlyn couldn't help but laugh, saying she had no idea that ever happened in that house. For a brief moment, they all felt normal again. Not a global brand, not a tabloid headline, just a family reminiscing, laughing, and existing in the same room. But underneath the laughter, something powerful was happening, healing. Kris and Caitlyn, a quiet goodbye. As the night came to a close, Caitlyn stood to leave. She hugged each of her kids and stepkids, saving Kris for last. That final moment, a quiet, almost awkward embrace, said more than words ever could. Kris thanked Caitlyn for coming, saying, "It was a really great surprise for the kids." Caitlyn smiled and said she was glad she came. Two people who had built a life together, who'd been through years of public scrutiny and private pain, finally sharing a moment of mutual respect. It wasn't forgiveness, not yet, but it was peace. And in that tiny sliver of calm, the cameras captured something rare, two exes who chose love for the sake of their family. The aftermath and what it means. After the episode aired, fans flooded social media. Some praised Kris for taking the high road. Others called it one of the most emotional moments in Kardashian history. But what stood out the most were the comments about Kendall. People applauded her honesty, saying it was refreshing to see a celebrity admit that love and frustration can coexist. Because the truth is, so many people can relate to what Kendall said. We all have that one person we love deeply but disagree with. That one relationship that takes patience, maturity, and boundaries. The difference is, the Kardashians are living it out in front of millions of viewers. And Kendall's decision to choose compassion over conflict. That's growth. That's healing. That's real. So I want to know what you think. Do you believe Kris and Caitlyn can ever truly rebuild their friendship? And do you think Kendall made the right choice by keeping her relationship with Caitlyn compartmentalized? Let's talk about it in the comments, because your opinions, your perspectives, and your voice are what keep Celeb Juices going. And hey, if you've made it this far, hype the video up. Hit that like button, drop a comment, and let's keep this conversation going. So, what happens now? Will Caitlyn return for future episodes? Will Kris and Caitlyn ever share another scene, maybe even a real conversation about forgiveness? Because if this dinner proved anything, it's that this family is unpredictable, and healing doesn't happen overnight. And if you thought this reunion was emotional, just wait until you see what's coming next. Rumor has it, there's another Kardashian family sit-down brewing, and this time, it might involve secrets about the sisters' relationships that could change everything. So make sure you're subscribed, hit that notification bell, and don't miss a single drop of tea right here on Celeb Juices, where we turn celebrity drama into real conversation. Until next time, stay kind, stay curious, and remember, family is messy, but love always finds a way back.